Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Wall Township Board of Education Business Meeting for Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. Please join me in this flag salute.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'm going to ask our Board Secretary, Mr. Smythe, to please perform roll call and give the sunshine announcement.
This is the Wall Township Board of Education meeting for which adequate notice under the Open Public Meeting Act was provided by a notice to the Co-Star, Asbury Park Press, Township Clerk's Office, all Wall Township Public Schools, and in the Board Administration Office on January 5th, 2023. Take a roll call. Mr. Agnizio? Mr. Buffa?
Here.
Ms. DiGiovanni?
Here.
Ms. Hodnett?
Here.
Mr. Maliff?
Here.
Mr. Nasser?
Here.
Mr. Sanfilippo?
Here.
Mr. Wondrak? Ms. Stites?
Here. Thank you. This time, may I please have a motion to go into executive session for the items listed on the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Sanfilippo?
Second.
Mr. Nasser? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the board will be going to executive session at this time. We anticipate reconvening at about 7:30.
Lighting.
Carry. Go. Cut.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to reconvene the Township Board of Education Business Meeting for Tuesday, November 14th. Please join me in welcoming members of our Wall High School and NDCC color guard
and saluting the flag.
Forward, march. Right wheel, march. Color guard, go. Preset. Head, salute. Goes. Carry. Ready, two. Goes. Cut. Right wheel, march. Forward, march. Color guard, go. Order, arms. Cut. Color guard, fall out.
Aye, I got it.
This time, I'd like to ask our board secretary to perform roll call, please.
Okay, Mr. Anisio? Mr. Buffa? Here. Ms. DiGiovanni?
Here.
Ms. Hodnett?
Here.
Mr. Mallett?
Here.
Mr. Nasser?
Here.
Mr. Sanfilippo?
Check.
Mr. Wondrak?
Here.
Mason Adam?
Here.
Madison Brody?
Here.
Megan Cappy?
Here.
And Christopher Daly.
Here.
And Madam President, Ms. Stites.
Here. Thank you, Mr. Smythe. This time, I'd like to turn the floor over to Dr. Handerhand to make some presentations for student showcases.
Thank you, Ms. Stites. I would like to welcome our Wall High School principal, Mr. Kevin Davis, to the podium to introduce the first of our student showcases.
So good evening, everybody. So recently, our Wall High School NNDCC cadets, many of them are here with us tonight, had the honor of participating in the Monmouth County Sheriff's Forgotten Veterans Memorial. And we have a video clip, I believe, ready to go, that does a great job of painting the event. You get to see what they were involved in and what we're recognizing them for tonight. So we'll let the clip play.
Nearly 24 veterans whose remains were left unclaimed in funeral homes around New Jersey were given an honorable send-off. The Monmouth County Sheriff's Office held a special ceremony in Freehold this morning to honor them. The names of 21 veterans and 6 spouses were read aloud before urns with American flags on them were loaded into waiting vehicles, and then the procession took those remains to Brigadier General William C. Doyle Memorial Cemetery in Wrightstown.
We give them a proper send-off to the Brigadier General Doyle Cemetery. So it's the least we can do for our veterans. They served our country, and we want to send them off with dignity and honor.
Well, the Monmouth County Sheriff's Office works with funeral directors, the Department of Defense, the Veterans Administration, and veterans organizations to track down veterans who have not had a proper burial.
So as you can see, really great stuff and great opportunity for our cadets to be involved in a ceremony like that, to recognize our veterans and to provide service to the community. So as a result of their efforts on that day and participating in the event, we're going to recognize many of them here tonight. I'd like to introduce two gentlemen from the Monmouth County Sheriff's Office, Mr. Ted Freeman, Executive Undersheriff, and Mr. Mike Ferraro, Command Chief, Master Sergeant Retired, who will recognize our cadets and present them with certificates.
Thank you for inviting us tonight. It's a privilege to represent Sheriff Sean Golden this evening at this event. We're here tonight to recognize the cadets of the ROTC who assisted the Monmouth County Sheriff's Office in our Cremains project. I did a little research on the internet on NJROTC, and I found on that website 12 items listed on what ROTC does. I narrowed it down to 5, and the 5 most important ones to me are promote patriotism, develop informed and responsible citizens, promote higher education, promote community service. The one I like the most is this: develop a high degree of personal honor, self-reliance, individual discipline, and leadership. All of those things put together equals success. And what is success? The St. Louis Rotary Club, about 30 years ago, had an article in their magazine called The Pepper Box. And it is the best definition of success I have ever seen. And I'd like to share that with you. Success is in the way you walk the paths of life each day. It's in the little things you do and in the things you say. Success is not in getting rich or rising high to fame. It's not alone in winning goals, which all folks hope to claim. Success is being big of heart and clean and broad of mind. It's being faithful to your friends and to the stranger kind. It's in the children whom you love and all they learn from you. Success depends on character and everything you do. Sheriff Sean Golden thanks each of you, each of these cadets that are here tonight, for being the role models for our present generation and for your assistance at our Cremains ceremony, at which we paid a final and honorable tribute to those who faithfully served their country in the military. Mike Ferraro, a coordinator of the Sheriff Veteran Service Council, will make the presentations. Mike?
That's a hard act to follow. Good evening. As you said, I help with the Sheriff's Military Veterans programs here in the county. And it's such an honor to be here tonight to present these certificates of appreciation that we have for the cadets who came out and participated in the September 28th cremains ceremony. 21 veterans and 6 family members were laid to rest with full military honors. Some of them going back to World War I, were unclaimed in funeral homes in the basement. And the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 12, has a team that goes in and does all the research as a volunteer and finds these heroes and bring them back so that they can have that full military honor. We were notified of this several years ago. This is our 3rd year that we just completed of doing this procession and giving them a rightful burial. And it's been, every time I bring it up or talk about it, I still get goosebumps, the fact that this happens in our country. And there's other funeral homes that we got to get to, not just in Monmouth County, but around the nation. But to get the support from the community that comes out on that day is incredible. The American flags, the patriotism that goes through Freehold all the way down through to General Doyle Cemetery in New Hanover is amazing to watch and see. 21 gun salutes, horses out there, flyovers, flags like you won't believe. Just an amazing display of patriotism. And to have the Wall Junior RTC to be a part of that as escorts of all these 27 heroes was amazing. We sincerely appreciate that from the Sheriff's Office. And it wouldn't have started except for one person who happened to know about this and said, I can make a phone call and see what I can do to get the Wall High School involved. And that's Mr. Mike Attardi. So if Mike's here, okay, if you come down. He didn't know this was going to happen. So to present a certificate of appreciation presented to Michael Attardi with gratitude for all your assistance and outstanding efforts ensuring that every American veteran is buried with the honor and dignity that they have earned. Sincerely, Strong Golden, and also the director for the cremain side is Richard Goff. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Nathaniel Attardi. Logan Alvarez. Jack Baldesser. Cale Batson. Chase Batson. Philip Borman. Gavin Cartinella. Mackenzie Cavalieri. Alex Coman. Tierney Connors. Christopher Della Rosa. Christian Filsinger. Catherine Fisher. Chase Auk. Brendan Lang. Felix Lindstrom. Vincent Manzo. Connor McAuliffe. Matthew Meachin. Brendan Meerdink. Lucas Seelinger. And Alexa Yanalunas. All right, congratulations. Picture, right?
Yeah,
Applause
this
and
is
then
a great picture.
So another round of applause for our cadets. Thank you.
As always, members of our NNDCC students are exemplars of their peers. The character that you demonstrate every day is something to be very proud of. You're excellent representatives of our student body. I'm sure your parents are tremendously, tremendously proud, as well they should be. Thank you for everything that you do, and thank you for including our students in this very important effort. Our veterans deserve it, and I think this is a really excellent, excellent program, and I hope it's something that continues. So thank you guys so much.
Cadets, I could not be more proud of the work that you did. It's phenomenal. It speaks to the character, it speaks to the leadership, it speaks to the service, and it speaks to what you are all about. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little choked up when I watched the video because, you know, this is such important work. And I just want to reiterate what Ms. Stites, what our president had said, that we hope that this is something that continues, because I can't imagine a more honorable project that I know that I just can't imagine one. So I thank you for all of your work, and you know, it's a lot of good stuff, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know, there's a lot of great things happening at Wall High School, and I'm really proud to introduce someone who is certainly very known to the students in this room, and that is Mr. Josh Tennant. Mr. Josh Tennant, if you would approach the podium, because I let the cat out of the bag a little bit during our last board meeting, because it just was literally hot off the page, and I didn't know enough about it. So without any further ado, I'm going to invite Mr. Tennant to the podium to enlighten us. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm Josh Tennant. I'm the advisor for the Environmental Club, and I'm going to say a few words in a moment, but first I'd like to actually turn it over to some of our club officers who are going to give a little rundown on why we're here tonight, and that's Izzy, Mackenzie, and Max.
Okay, to start, Eco Schools is the nation's largest comprehensive green school program. It pretty much promotes sustainability by encouraging school-wide projects, activities, and initiatives with awards and certifications as incentives. And from Eco Schools, we received the highest possible level of certification, the Green Flag Award.
In order to achieve the Green Flag Award, member schools are required to complete 3 of their designated pathways, one of which must be the energy pathway. The other 2 pathways that we have chosen to complete were the climate change and waste and consumption pathways.
For our projects, waste and consumption, we did water bottle filler stations, cleanups around the school and our community, morning show skits for how to recycle. For our climate change project, we restored native habitats by mitigating emissions with native plant species. And for our energy project, we audited our electrical consumption at our school and reduced it. For future projects, we're in the midst of new ideas, and we're going to continue our documentation on older projects. We're also going to pursue SGA certification, Sustainable Jersey, for grant opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay up here for a moment. So, thank you guys for that wonderful presentation. I just want to say a few things. It's been a long time that the students have been pursuing this award, and it's their unwavering dedication that has got us to this moment where we can celebrate this milestone. In line with our attitude of gratitude, Seven's mindset for November, I just want to extend a huge thank you to some community partners, so the Wall Township Environmental Advisory Committee, the Wall Township Department of Public Works, the Board of Ed, building and district leaders and administration, amongst other community partners. It's their collaborative efforts that have made this possible. And most importantly, I'd like to thank the student officers and interns for, if the remaining officers and interns could just join us at the front for a moment. It really is, you know, their role in mentoring and fostering a supportive environment is huge. One of the things that I'm really proud about with our club is that our senior officers, when they become seniors, they take underclassmen under their wings as interns to really ensure that there's a seamless transition in leadership. And I think that really speaks not only to their dedication for environmental causes, but their foresight to make sure that we're sustaining our collective efforts. In a moment, we'll show you the Green Flag Award does come with an actual green flag. And as we celebrate this milestone, it's my hope that the green flag is not only a symbol of the accomplishment, but that it's also a symbol that recognizes our ongoing commitment towards these efforts. So congratulations again, and if we can join for a picture in the front.
With the green.
The Board of Education certainly appreciates these kind of student-led initiatives. Again, something to be incredibly proud of, stewardship of the environment, something that's going to help certainly all of us and generations to come. We certainly also appreciate the partnership with the members of the Wall community, the different groups that helped work with these students in order to help them accomplish this goal. Really tremendous work. Again, excellent representatives of the Wall Schools student body. We're super proud of all of you. Obviously, got a lot of bright futures there. We look forward to seeing what else you accomplish, and we hope that you continue this great work. So thank you for everything you guys have done.
First of all, I would like to say thank you, and it's really awesome to see your goal come to fruition, because I remember, talking to so many of you. Some of you came to a Facilities and Finance Committee. We talked about this. You set a goal, and you had the perseverance to meet that goal. And I am so proud of your work. And this is, this is good stuff. And it's really neat to see even the sustainable practices that are happening around the school, because you have momentum now. So let's capture it. Let's harness that momentum. And, there's no stopping you guys. The flag, you got a flag. I mean, there's nothing standing in your way. And just know that we are here to support you in all of your endeavors. And we're super, super excited. Now, I do know that, there's a lot of homework that happens at Wall High School. So we'll be taking about a minute or two break. So if you're welcome to join us for the rest of the evening. But if you do have to get home to your studies, we want to provide the opportunity for you to do so. So with that, we're going to take a bit of a pause. And again, so many students here this evening, and just thank you for all that you've done for our community. You just make it better each and every day. So thank you.
Okay, at this point in time, we're going to continue along with the agenda. Dr. Handerhan, if you'd be so kind as to present our final showcase.
Thank you, Ms. Stites. Each month, we try to highlight one of our schools in the district and really showcase a lot of the exciting things that are going on. And at this point, it's my honor and it's my privilege to welcome to the podium Central School Principal, Mr. Efstratios Monofis.
Thank you and good evening. Tonight, I'm pleased to showcase two of our district initiatives this year in action at Central School. Firstly, our new structured literacy program, which is aimed at enhancing the reading and writing skills of our students. Its systematic approach ensures a comprehensive understanding of language mechanics, fostering a solid foundation for literacy development. I have seen such incredible instruction in our classrooms that I had to share out the great work our teachers and our students are doing. Additionally, our guidance counselors are hard at work implementing their lessons that are aligned with our 7 Mindsets character education program. The interpersonal, emotional, and resiliency skill building in these lessons has been a sight to behold. These initiatives emphasize the district's long-standing commitment to a meaningful, impactful, and powerful educational experience for our students, preparing them for their futures professionally and personally. Thank you to Ms. Serbowitz for her work on compiling all the incredible work our staff into this beautiful video, and thank you to the staff members who invited me into their classrooms and teaching spaces to showcase the great work of our students, and I hope you enjoy.
Your job now is going to find the middle sound. Mrs. Hamill's going to be following along with our sound boxes. So I'm going to give you 3 words. This is the trickiest out of all the drills that we do. So you're going to listen for that middle sound. So I may say, has, tap, had. That middle sound is ah. You got your job? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Monifus. I think I want to return to elementary school. Sign me up. Is the registration still online? All right, good, because I want to go back there. Thank you so much for giving us some insight about what's happening in our classrooms, some of the exciting initiatives, that we have going on this school year. It was such an awesome glimpse, so I thank you for sharing.
Thank you. I hope the public and our community stakeholders are enjoying these kind of presentations. I think it's such a treat to be able to see the beautiful classroom environment, the things that are happening between our educators and our students. It's really special to be able to see that something that I think for a long time, you didn't get necessarily a glimpse into. And it's nice to see what's happening in our schools and great to highlight what's happening at Central. We look forward to doing that for our schools and continuing it across the district. Okay, at this time, right prior to opening the floor for public comment, I'd like to mention once again, as always, that the board does request that those who are going to be speaking for public comment are courteous and mindful of the rights of other individuals when making comments. At this time, I will be opening the floor for public comment for any issue, any school-related issues or any issue. We do have a microphone at the top of the stairs as well as at the bottom of the stairs. So at this point in time, I will be opening the floor, and I invite anyone who'd like to come up and speak to please do so.
Hello. Hi, Susan McGoldrick, Wall Township. I'd just like to say thank you to Dr. Handerhan, the Board of Ed, and Mr. Davis for supporting our cadets. And some big changes are coming this year in our program, and we're really looking forward to working with you all. And we're so happy for a fresh start. So thank you again for all your support.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else for public comment?
Hello. My name is Jamie Jovanis. I live on Troy Drive in Wall. First, I would just like to thank all the board members for volunteering your time for the betterment of our school district, and to Dr. Handerhan for keeping the best interest of our students in mind. I do believe you all care about this community and our students, or you would not be here. I've spent 20 plus years in some form of education, ranging from K to 12, all over the place. I have 2 children, one of which is a 5th grade girl at Wall Schools. I'm here today to talk to you about the health curriculum, particularly the grade 5 puberty and reproduction unit as it pertains to my daughter. I understand the state of New Jersey puts out the standards that need to be taught per grade level. However, the job of the Board of Ed and the superintendent is to operate in the best interest of our students. I find the student learning objectives put out by the DOE to be developmentally inappropriate and cognitively overloaded. I'm asking that each of you review the state health standards and the curriculum units put out by our district. I'm asking that the Board of Ed survey the community to gauge if this is what our community wants being taught in our schools. I'm asking for the board to be vocal with the State Department of Ed on what is appropriate for our community. I would like to read one example of what is planned for our 5th grade students from a handout that was provided to the parents called What's on Your Mind. In the curriculum document, it states that the teachers will use the student responses as springboards for discussion. Keeping my 10-year-old daughter in mind, I will read to you some of what is listed. What are erections? What are involuntary erections? What are ejaculations? What are nocturnal emissions? Wet dreams, in parentheses. While I understand that perhaps some boys need to know this type of information as 10-year-olds, the majority of them do not need to for at least a year or 2 or 3. And my 10-year-old daughter certainly does not need to know about nocturnal emissions, involuntary ejaculations, and wet dreams at the age of 10. Furthermore, whether or not students need to know about the above mentioned at the age of 10, we live in a community of active parenting, and we have conversations with our children as we see fit. We do not need the school system to step in on all matters. This form of discussion could never happen in the workplace as adults. Some would even consider it sexual harassment if it did. Therefore, I don't think a school should be an acceptable venue for this content. Although there is an opt-out option that I know about, there are better ways to use 240 minutes of time. I would rather not have my child sitting in another classroom reading a book, wondering why she's not with the rest of her class. Perhaps an opt-in option would be more appropriate for our community, or perhaps an extended day series. I'm asking you to ask yourselves, would you yourself as a 40 or 50 or 60-year-old adult want to sit in a room and talk about nocturnal ejaculations with your peers? Would you want your 10-year-old daughter to discuss wet dreams with her teacher and classmates during the school day? If we allow standards and material like this to be pushed into our classrooms, ask yourselves, what is next? Please speak up, review the standards, the curriculum, and the supporting student handouts. Think outside the box and take action. We're all in this together, and we all want what's best for our children. I thank you for listening.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else for public comment?
Kathleen Duran, Wall Township. As always, my comments are made in my capacity as a private citizen. They are all directed to Ms. Stites as the president of the board, and I would appreciate not receiving any interruptions to my 3 minutes. I'm just going to bring the board up to date on what's happening in the lawsuits that's going to cost the school a lot of money. This is the third one, costing approximately $40,000 each. Wall keeps losing. Wall attorneys keep losing because they are wrong. And the most recent letter where they attempted to follow the court orders to produce the information that was required by the judge, there was a little bit of what I would characterize as an experienced attorney. I would characterize it as gamesmanship going on, because the Wall Township attorney's letter does not address any of the concerns. What you had was Mr. Brian Smythe submitting a certification that either he, or perhaps he doesn't state whether it's him directly or Mr. Hyam as head of IT, lied. Okay, the court found that the certification was not believable when Mr. Smythe said that the documents that were sought by Ms. Cross in that lawsuit were not obtainable. Mr. Smythe said they could not be retrieved. We now know, thanks to the lawsuit, that that was not true. They could be retrieved. However, we don't know now when the attorneys appointed by the JIF for Wall state that the documents have now been produced and nothing's been withheld. The reason I call it gamesmanship is because nobody states as of what date and time the documents were retrieved. We don't know if they were the documents that were effective on the date of the email from Mr. Nasser to Superintendent Handerhan. They say that the administration had extracted it in full. All I know is that Hyam and or Brian Smythe said they couldn't be done, so now I don't know who did it. I don't know who lied or was incorrect or improperly informed. I don't know any of that. So what does it mean to say that the documents were extracted in full, again, without knowing who did it when the other two people said they couldn't do it? What does it mean, and what was in the documents on what date or time? And I don't know from Ms. Handerhan or from Mr. Nasser that they were actually the documents that we were seeking. And the lawyer's letter says, we promise nothing was withheld. Well, does that mean he, as the attorney, is promising it? Why won't Brian Smythe certify too? The school board and the school saying, we didn't withhold anything. I don't know whether he withheld stuff. I don't know whether he withheld stuff on the idea that it was confidential, that it was personal. As in all litigation, that should have been designated. And I will continue to state that we still need to know from May 2007 how Mr. Smythe has gotten away with lying to the board about whether the trailers were in fact inspected by anyone in the administration. I want to state that I do support the woman who spoke before me and her request that the board carefully consider the pending policies And I'll ask your indulgence for 10 more seconds, because I do want to
Thank
point
you.
out, Ms. Stites, that you held the meeting improperly. You violated your own policies, and I suspect you're aware of it. In the order of the meetings, these are the policies that were handed out tonight that state
Thank you, Ms.
specifically that public comment is supposed to go before all those student presentations.
Thank you, Ms.
So
Duran. Your time is
apparently
up.
you're just bending the rules when it's convenient, but you're not following this policy which is proposed
Thank you, Ms.
or
Duran.
its
Your
previous
time is up.
incarnations.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else for public comment? Do we have anyone else for public comment at this time?
Please direct your comments to the board. Your 3 minutes have expired. Thank you, Ms. Duran. Thank you, Ms. Duran. Is there anyone else for public comment? Thank you. Is there anyone else for public comment?
Am I closing the floor
Yeah.
for public comment? Thank you. Thank you.
Your own policies. Betsy Cross, I live in Wall Township. The man that spoke earlier, he said a high degree of self-honor, something that Mr. Smythe does not have. Success depends on character, something else he does not have. We have now had 3 lawsuits, 2 of them to do with the trailers, and we still are waiting for the truth from Mr. Brian Smythe. So when you get the truth and you get the depositions, they should be posted online, Ms. Cornell, correct? Let's post them online. Let's find out if Mr. Smythe ever did make it to Princeton, if that's where the trailers are from, because he hasn't answered that in 4 years.
Please direct your comments to the chair,
Right.
Ms. Cross.
So, Ms.
Thank
Stites,
you.
why don't you ask Mr. Smythe if he ever went to Princeton to look at the trailers, the filthy, moldy trailers that were bought? Why don't you ask him right now if he ever went there? Ms. Stites, you don't want
This
to
is
know.
public comment.
Right,
Please
it is
provide
public
your
comment, and I
comments.
wouldn't have to keep
Thank you.
asking these questions if these questions would be answered. So
It's public comment, ma'am,
it's
not
public
question
comment.
and answer.
Right.
Thank you.
And Mr. Smythe should be fired once his deposition is out, and Gina Midori's deposition is out, Ted Hopkins' deposition is out, Deirdre Kuchka's deposition
Please
is out.
direct your comments to the chair, Ms. Cross.
Terry.
Thank you.
Terry, who worked under Mr. Smythe, maybe went to Princeton supposedly with him. You have documents that have been tampered with. It's criminal. You destroyed the trailers during an open criminal investigation, even though we have Ken Wonderak here, who was a state policeman.
Please
and
direct your
Adam
comments
Nasser,
to the chair of the
right.
board, Ms.
Christine
Cross.
Stites, Adam Nasser is a business administrator. He knows he couldn't demo the trailers. He knows. Did you know, Mr. Nasser, you can't
Please
demo
direct your comments to the chair,
spoliation
Ms.
of
Cross.
evidence. You can't destroy the evidence
Please
during a
direct your
criminal
comments to the
investigation.
chair, Ms.
And
Cross.
Mr. Wonderak should
Thank
know
you.
that too.
Direct your comments to the chair,
Right.
please.
I'm directing them to her.
It's
She's
public
not getting
comment.
my
Thank you.
answers. I would like my answers
There's
to
no
my simple
question and
questions.
answer. This is
Can you give us an
public
update on
comment.
the bus compound?
Thank
I
you.
understand you have to be out of Clayton at the end of June. Somebody sent me pictures from the WTEA conference. There were drag queens reading stories. People better wake up. Wake up. The country is going to hell. And, you know, I'm kind of disappointed. You didn't even have, you know, a moment of silence for Jillian Ludwig. Can we even do that here? It's a disgrace. That's what you should have opened with. This poor girl should not have died. But I don't expect much more from you. So
Thank you,
the
Mrs.
mayor's
Cross.
phone
Your
number
time is up.
in
Thank
Nashville.
you, Mrs. Cross. Your
Can we
time
call
is
the
up.
mayor in Nashville, 615-862-6000?
Mrs. Cross.
Why don't you call him tomorrow,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Stites?
Is there anyone else for public comment at this time?
Evening. My name is Kelly Rodsma. I live on Magnolia Avenue in Wall Township.
I just wanted to say a quick thank you to Dr. Handerhan, to all of our parents, the administration. We had the homecoming dance last month, and it was amazing. I think the students love seeing everyone. Dr. Handerhan was, I think, dancing with some of the kids at some point, which was great. Great to see the smiling faces, and we're looking forward to bringing it back again next year. Thanks.
Thank you.
Mary Connors, Wall Township. I just want to start with sending my condolences to the Lugwood family. I want to also thank President Stites and the Board of Ed for putting out public statement about the tragedy that occurred in Nashville. My comments are tonight in regard to the NNDCC. I wanted to thank Dr. Hanrahan, Mr. Davis, and Ms. President Stites, as well as the other Board of Ed members who were available and present for the parents during our concerns and our initial meetings. They were present, they came, they spoke to us. It gave us a lot of hope, and we became very excited about the future of the program. And I think you see through our students and our children that we're all re-energized, and we are really hopeful for the future for them. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else for public comment at this time? Okay, seeing none, we're going to be closing the floor for public comment. All right, at this time, I'd like to turn the floor over to our student representatives for their report. It's all you.
It recently was National Signing Day for Division I and II recruits. We would like to congratulate Jake Howlett, Nicole Hartz, Nellie Bianchi, Brielle Capola, Caitlin Bryce, Shane Eldridge, TJ Legier, and Will Madden. We also want to shout out to senior Matt Remashowski on completing one of the most historic cross-country seasons in Wall High School history. Matt qualified for the Meet of Champions after winning the Central Jersey Group 2 and finishing second in the Group 2 sectional race. On the field, the girls' soccer team recently had an amazing run but fell just short in the state final. They made Wall proud and were even given a mini parade for winning sectionals. Congratulations to the girls.
In school, students have just wrapped up the first marking period, and the school year is moving by quickly. Several field trips have been happening lately, as the Business and Finance Academy went to MetLife Stadium today for Sports Business Day, and on Thursday, the fishing trip will conduct their first trip of the year. Thursday is also the first unified sports game of the year, and there will be a fan bus for students to support the amazing unified sports team as they embark on yet another amazing event.
A special congratulations to the Environmental Club for winning the Eco Schools Green Flag Award. A ceremony will take place on Friday in the Media Center to acknowledge the incredible efforts of the club advisor, Mr. Tennant, and all the officers and interns of the club. We would also like to give a shout out to a Wall senior, Justin Pinella, who recently became an Eagle Scout.
And to end off, I just want to come from behalf of the students to say we all want to express our condolences to Jillian Ludwig's family. I knew Jillian personally through some mutual friends, and it's just a terrible time at the school. I know it's usually holly and jolly with these student reports, but everybody's obviously grieving the loss, the teachers, the staff, and the students alike. And I'd also like to thank the guidance staff, Mr. Davis. I think everybody's done a great job at helping the students through this time, and I know it's also been tough for the teachers, but they're putting on strong faces for us, so we all appreciate that. And you know, I'm part of the newspaper at the school, and Mr. Keller told me like never to say no words can describe, but I don't really think words can describe the pain that the Ludwig family feels, that her friends feel, and obviously the school feels as a whole. But it has also been heartwarming to see how the community has rallied behind with the vigils and everything just that's happened in the past couple of days. So condolences to the Ludwig family, and I mean, that's all I have, but just may she rest in peace.
Thank you. Well said. We appreciate what you guys are doing. You've also been great representatives of the student body at Wall High School. We appreciate what you bring to us each month. You can bring back the news to your students that we remain behind you, especially at this difficult time. And together, we're going to move forward, okay? Now, the same offer is for you guys, that if you would like to stay for the meeting, we're certainly happy to have you, but in the event that you've got stuff that you need to get to, you can take this time to get on out of here if you'd like. We'll see you next month. All right, at this point in time, I'm going to be moving into the President's Report. We're going to be starting the President's Report by noticing some other outstanding students that we have. Students of the month for grade 9, Quinn Butler, grade 10, Joseph Walker, grade 11, Kearney Grace, and grade 12, Sean Coyle. Our Knights of the Week for the week of October 2nd, Bridget Houston, October 9th, Mia Laterio, October 16th, Mary Catola, October 23rd, Dane Casey, and October 30th, Devin Anderson. We also have students of marking period 1. For art, we have senior Nellie Bianchi. For business, we have senior Tristan O'Neill. For consumer science, we have junior Ava Manal. For English, we have senior Sophia Nelson. For math, we have senior Zachary Nissen. For media TV, we have senior William Reinhardt. For music, we have junior Leah Yates. For NNDCC, we have sophomore Jack Baldessar. For PE and health, we have sophomore Mallory Fitzpatrick. For science, we have senior Max Illen. For social studies, we have junior Joseph Shields. For technology education, we have senior Tucker Jones. And for world language, we have senior Gregory Deserich. So congratulations to those students and their families, again, who I'm sure are very proud of them. They've been doing great things, and we look forward to celebrating those students and the students to come. Moving on to, obviously, a topic that is tremendously important in WAL. We clearly want to recognize that the community is suffering one of the darkest times we have faced as a district. The loss of a young person under any circumstances is so tragic, is so shocking, and so horrific. It's difficult to process as adults. I think it's even more so difficult to process for our students, the loss of a contemporary. I would like to thank our administration team for the expedient deployment of the district crisis plan. Despite the planned school closure, I think it's important for people to know that there were in-person resources available at the high school Thursday and Friday, and we had members of our team, including but not limited to Dr. Handerhan, Mr. Davis, Ms. Steiner, and various members of the staff. I hate to miss anyone, but the response to this was outstanding in serving not only our students now, but also the class of 2023, recognizing that Jillian's immediate classmates, many of whom had left the district and were finding themselves in different places, maybe away from home. We wanted to make sure that we also reached out to them and made sure that they were also addressed and supported as necessary. Dr. Handerhan will certainly highlight resources that continue to be available. I think it's very important that we continue to approach this as a community and that we realize that no one should be suffering in isolation. It's very important that if you do feel alone, you're having difficulty processing, please reach out. We have digital online resources, we have hotlines, and all of that's very important. In addition to the loss of the bright light being Jillian, the district has also suffered other losses in the district, which have not been as public but are no less poignant. So at this point, if you would join me in a moment of silence and reflection on these losses, and as a sign of solidarity to those grieving friends and family, so that they know that we are in fact together. Moving forward, I think it's important that we watch out for one another, that we continue to monitor friends, family, students, or young people who may be struggling, recognizing that we have a family who is just lost. It's unimaginable what they're going through, and we do continue to have siblings within our schools. So the work will continue, and we will work together as we do. And we are certainly thinking of everyone involved and keeping them close to our hearts at this time. At this point in time, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Handerhan for her superintendent update.
Thank you, Ms. Stites. Once again, I would like to thank our Wall High School Color Guard and our student representatives to the Board of Education, Mason Adam, Christopher Daly, Madison Brody, Megan Cappy for joining us this evening. I'd also like to extend congratulations again to the Wall High School Environmental Science students and Mr. Tennant for earning the Eco Schools Green Flag Award. Their efforts are truly making an impact on our schools and community. I would also like to commend our NNDCC students for supporting our veterans in such a moving and meaningful way. I learned a lot about this event from the students, from our cadets, and I thank them for truly educating me on this solemn and incredibly important endeavor. Earlier this month, 3 Wall High School students from Allenwood Troop 82 earned the designation of Eagle Scout. According to the Boy Scouts of America, only 4% of scouts reach the rank of Eagle Scout. It is my honor and privilege to congratulate Dylan Pinella, Justin Pinella, and Nicholas Rossi for attaining this level of scouting. As you are aware, next Thursday is Thanksgiving Day. Wall High School will be hosting the annual football game with Manasquan High School this year. Please visit the district and high school websites and the CoStar for logistics and details. Additionally, it is almost time for our school fall play, our production, so please, again, for details, visit our district and high school website. You may recall from last May, Wall High School launched its unified sports program in a competition with Toms River High School East. This season, our unified sports program will once again compete against Toms River East Raiders in a flag football game this Thursday, November 16th at 10 a.m. at the Field of Dreams in Toms River. This event is open to the public, and we do hope to see you there. Last week, this community experienced a shocking and heartbreaking loss. Right now, this loss has left more questions than answers. But what is not in question is that Jillian Ludwig was a remarkable, passionate, intelligent, kind, vibrant, and talented young woman. Jillian has always been and always will be a precious gift to those who knew her and to Wall Township Public Schools. During this difficult time, you may find that some of our students may need additional support. If so, I urge you to reach out to the appropriate principal or school counseling staff so we can provide resources, services, or make referrals. Wall Township Public Schools also recognizes that this is a difficult time for the class of 2023, many of whom are away from home. All of the resources and articles that were sent home over the 2 days last week, Thursday and Friday, there were 2 letters, all of the resources have been consolidated and added to the Student Wellness webpage. The Student Wellness page launches from the Departments page, the Departments tab, on our district homepage. Please note that these helplines provide 24/7 access. I know that I represent the entire Wall Township Public Schools community in expressing our deepest, most sincere condolences to Jillian's family and to her friends. Mrs. Stites.
Thank you. At this point in time, do we have an update for the Board of Education update on the referendum, Mr. Nasser?
Thank you, President Stites. It was a slow month. The only things we have out for payment this month are roof scans on our flat roofs, a payment to the Soil Conservation District, and working on closeouts. This is the lull after the summer. So as we get into the details of planning next summer's work and the summer after, there should be more information coming come January. Everything else is within my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, committee minutes are listed. Do we have any reports from any of the committee chairmen at this time, chair people? Okay. Seeing none, we'll be opening the floor for public comment on agenda action items. For the purpose of commenting on agenda items that the board will be taking action on, please state the agenda item if you're able. Again, we have a microphone at the top and a microphone at the bottom. Do we have anyone for public comment?
Betsy Cross. I didn't really get to look through those agenda items. One thing I did notice is the attorney fees. I think we're at like $15,000 this month, and a lot of them were to do with Rose Sergio separation agreement, which you're still redacting paragraphs and paragraphs of information. So we can't be paying out hundreds of thousands of dollars without knowing what the details are. So the majority of those bills on there for the $14,000, a very large majority are Rose Sergio, and I think $3,000 was for my lawsuit for Mr. Smythe withholding Facebook posts that I made and put on Facebook regarding him. It's ridiculous. So you need to start paying attention with what you're paying, and we need to get a new attorney because you keep getting very bad legal advice. You keep shoving claims over to the JIF, and then it looks like insurance fraud. So you just can't keep doing that. Athena Cornell is the board attorney for the JIF as well. It's a complete conflict of interest. Brian Smythe is a trustee for the board of the JIF. And the JIF has been withholding
This is with regard to action
themselves.
items, please.
Yeah, these are your payments, Athena Cornell. So for your bad legal advice that we keep paying and shoving claims over to the JIF. Methessel's bills did not come back. And Mr. Smythe and Mr. Hyam are going to have to give some type of certification, it seems, because he's proven he's
These are for
untrustworthy.
action items on the agenda, please.
Right. It's still regarding your bad advice on attorney fees. So I wouldn't pay those bills. I would tell the attorney they need to eat them because we're not going to keep paying you for bad legal advice as we are now in court over a child put in a closet, and Methessel, the same attorney that lost on my case, is the attorney representing Wall for the child in the closet. So your bad
These
decisions.
are action items. This is the
your
public
bad
comment for
decisions,
action items on the
board
agenda
bad
for tonight,
decisions
Ms. Cross.
keep
Please
happening
identify which piece
over
of the action
and
items
over
you're referring
and
to.
over again.
Thank you so much.
I will put in for the executive minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else for public comment on agenda action items? Seeing none, I'll be closing the floor. At this time, may I please have a motion for the approval of the consent agenda?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Ms. DiGiovanni. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Sanfilippo, Mr. Smythe?
Mr. Buffer?
Yes.
Ms. DiGiovanni?
Yes.
Ms. Hodnett?
Yes, with the exception of item 13A, as I was not present.
Mr. Mallett?
Yes.
Mr. Nasser?
Yes, but I want to abstain on item 17E as it pertains to my.
Noted. Mr. Sanfilippo?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak?
Yes.
Ms. Stites?
Yes. Thank you. Prior to adjourning the meeting, I would just like to conclude by saying that, again, I recognize that a lot of folks are really struggling with grief, and grief can be terrifying. I think we're concerned about grief overtaking us and swallowing us whole. And I know for me personally, I've chosen to maybe look at grief as a sister of love and friendship in the present, and grief is a reminder to us of the love and the friendship that we don't have maybe sitting right next to us. So maybe sometimes when you change the reference a little bit, it helps to remind us of the value of the friendship and the relationships that we have. And again, I strongly urge you to reach out if you are struggling, because we don't want anyone to be alone at this time. And this is something that we are going to be dealing with, you know, for all time and certainly for the foreseeable future. So that being said, we'll remain united as a community, and as we move forward in the months ahead with the permission and always the consideration of the wishes of the Ludwig family, I'm sure we will come up with ways to honor Jillian when that time is appropriate. Okay, so at this point, can I please have a motion for adjournment?
I can grant that motion.
Ms. Hodnett?
I'll second.
Mr. Sanfilippo? Thank you. Good night, everyone.